Evidence suggests a string of horrifying abductions and murders in Adelaide was the work of an organized high society syndicate of 12 wealthy, influential men. Between 1979 and 1983, 5 young people, 4 teenagers and a man in his early 20s, were snatched directly off the streets of Adelaide. These victims were held captive for weeks, heavily drugged and subjected to horrific mutilation before their bodies were abandoned in the countryside. Successfully holding multiple victims for weeks requires secure locations, a supply of restricted narcotics, and coordinated silence. These logistics point to an operation with significant resources. Despite the massive operational footprint required to carry out these crimes over 4 years, the Australian justice system only ever convicted a single man. The official narrative of a lone actor ignores the infrastructure needed to maintain these captives. This gap between the physical evidence and the legal outcome points to a much larger network that successfully avoided detection. Mapping these abductions, investigators realized a lone perpetrator couldn't manage the properties and transport. Police linked this exact methodology to 150 unsolved sexual assaults against teenagers, identifying the network as the Family, an alleged syndicate of 12 high-profile men coordinating crimes from positions of influence. The sheer volume of victims and the resources needed to drug and transport them suggests a sprawling ring that authorities could not have easily missed. Bevan Spencer von Einem was the only man ever arrested for these crimes. Although he was a suspect in 3 murders, the courts only convicted him of 1. During his trial, von Einem claimed he was a scapegoat, targeted by the system to protect a much larger elite conspiracy. Media reports at the time frequently cited that between 4 and 12 powerful men were suspected of collaborating on the killings. Despite allegedly possessing the names of the other accomplices, police failed to publicly identify or detain any other members of the group. The failure to pursue these known accomplices turned the justice system into an active shield for the elite, leaving an impenetrable wall of silence around the syndicate. The activities of the Family are suspected of spanning decades, suggesting their influence was not confined to a single era of crime. Investigators have linked von Einem and the group to the 1973 disappearance of 2 young girls near the Adelaide Oval. The syndicate is also considered a prime suspect in Australia's most infamous cold case, the 1966 disappearance of the 3 Beaumont children. While von Einem went to prison, the unidentified members of the syndicate allegedly returned to their luxury lives, protected by their status and wealth. Von Einem continues to take the names of the Family to his grave, while as many as 11 elite killers simply walked away. If the legal system was willing to bury the truth to protect these individuals, the true depth of the conspiracy remains unknown.